Hi guys. So I think my artsy thing of the day that I'd like to show you. Oh, where is it? I want to show you something. I have this toolbox, Kaitlyn's toolbox. This has been around since I was a CC at TJ Maxx. This box, not the contents. Sorry, I just came back from my run. I'm tired. We'll see how much of these I'll read. So I had this forever, and it was always filled with like people's notes and things that they would write for me, and little drawings that they would write for me, and they would see it up there. And of course it had these reach cards and things that I needed actually for work. But then people found out it was mine, and they would put little toys and little things in here, and so that's what it initially was for. But then about a few months before I left, I started using it as a poetry box. So this thing is filled with poetry on sticky notes. So I kind of wanted to read some poetry with you, and we'll go down. I'm very aesthetic with my poetry night. I have these lavish grapes. Look at these. Oh yeah. Aw, the best one fell off. See it rolling around on my plate? I used to, and by used to I mean I still do. There's this scene in Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, which is like the best movie in existence. And there's a scene where he jumps up and he grabs this apple with his teeth and pulls it down gently and gives like, and bites like half of it and gives the other one to Rain. As a kid, I would always hold these grapes up and pretend like I was Spirit going and grabbing a piece. And I still do that. So sometimes. But these grapes, dog, these grapes are so good. Like, So, got my grapes. Got my tissue that is currently literally stuffed in cat hair, so it's not going to do much. My water, no wine tonight. Even though it's poetry night, I have been drinking too much wine, so I'm not going to drink any wine tonight. Okay, so here it is. So here they are. I don't know if you can see these. There's kind of a lot here. This is all poems that I wrote, probably only within maybe a few months. And these were all during business hours, so. And then I have this little car that I put in there years ago because I thought it looked like my old car, and now I guess kind of like my new car. Well, let's go back in time, shall we? And look at these little, let me show you these just while I'm at it. Look, can you read that? Yeah. I won't put their names. Yeah, that one says best manager. This is one of my favorite ones. It's kind of an inside joke. They drew this big fat meanie, Miss Puff, and I talked about how much I loved it. Here's Elmo on fire. Here's this little guy. I loved when they drew those. And then I have this huge just note somebody else wrote me. I kept all those. Let's start from the back here. This is on the back side. These might be a little sad. Okay, well, I lied, because this isn't poetry. This isn't poetry. That's not poetry. Nope. This is also not poetry. Wow, look at that. God, these doodles are old. See these little doodles on here? Oh my gosh, here's this funny guy. See that little guy? Okay, so this is from 4/22/26. So, April. I guess we'll start there and see where that goes, and just, maybe I'll just read these. feel like it's wrong to read these out loud. I'm just gonna go and tell you. I feel like the way that I write poetry is, it has to be read on paper. Like, because I do these things where I'll mark through it and it adds to it. Like, it's almost connects the drawing and the way the words are on the piece of paper, how they're spread out, how they're spaced, how they're condensed, how they're bolded, how they're turned, and everything is part of the poem. So that's how I do poetry too. But I'll read them to you anyway. And I wanted to get through it and publish a book called A Lifetime of Poetry, or I don't really know the title of it yet. But I've been writing poems since I was a small child. And I have some of them tucked away somewhere. I can't find them. But I want to find poems that I wrote when I was a kid and take pictures of the handwritten part and then put it side by side to like a work, actually like typed out. So each page is like, this is where it was written in my handwriting, and here is me rewriting it in and making additions or whatever, typing it out, and then that's how it would be. I feel like that'd be cool. Plus I wrote some really cool poems during my, I call it my rehabilitation time. During that time I wrote some really good poems, but they're not good to say out loud. You have to see how it's written because you see the anxiety of it, the pressure of the wordplay. I can't explain it unless you see it, but anyway, long story short. Okay, I'll just read some. Oh, let's see. Get my poetry hat on, my posh poetry hat. I astral project at work, to murals, to lakes, to seaside rivers, to a crane gliding on the water, to our lives before we were givers, to a factory which hoards money like a slave hoards food, a desperate hunger before death, scavenging for life, yet too dead to find it. And then through here, I also like wrote through where it said yet too busy, wrote through it, yet too lost, wrote through it, and then I finished on dead. So I feel like things like that add to poems when you read them on paper versus when somebody's reading them to you. That was lame. I'm not reading that one. See, this one's pretty cool. Let's see if this is... See how it's like written down? Okay, I'll read it to you. Most of these are a bummer, but I feel like when you're in bummer scenarios, you get inspired. You're either in the very highs of your life or the very lows of your life when you write the best poetry for me. I feel trapped in a world where I'm too busy to create art. I feel like it's what makes me me, what makes me human, what helps me connect with others. I understand that I have to work for the machine, but I am tired, I am lonely, I am caged. And I wrote it like, see how like it's like this wordplay thing where it's like, and then it kind of creates the words to look like a bird cage. Yeah. These are all just small little things. They're not that great, but all roads lead to something small, soothing anger from someone tall, raindrops tearing down a wall. I wish I was everything and nothing at all. Can we go back to where we're from, or as we pass, are we something else? I wish I could shake my queen of prom, tell her not to lose all her precious beached shells. Those are little ones. Those are my favorite. This is a good one. It's about Jessie. I don't have this one dated. I'll tell you the dates from now on. Ooh, my legs. I want to sit with you a while. Sit so quiet, breathing, humming. I miss you all the time you're gone from me. Our brains are rotting, money growing. Wash away our currency and leave me gently to lay beside you. This is some TMI, man. This is me dying at retail because I can't do art. I'm like literally suffocating without doing art. That's why it's kind of nice to go back and look at these and read these to, when you're in a comfortable place, I don't want to remember the hard times, but it's good to remember it a little bit so you can be really thankful and kind of motivate yourself for the times that are good. Because then it's like right now I'm like, I just kind of want to watch TV, do anything. I just don't want to do anything all day, which is okay. But during the time that I was working here, I was dying to do art. I was like, please put clay in my hands. Please make me make a freaking Play-Doh pot. Anything. I mean, I wrote these. Most of these are within 5 minutes of me just writing whatever comes to mind. I was dying to do art, and now I'm in a position where I can make art and I don't, just because I don't feel like it. But if I go back and I think, I'm like, well, I gotta do it for me, for the past me who worked really hard and really wants to make art. So I don't have to push myself really hard, but I think it's nice to remember how much I love to make art. This is cute. This is gonna be a while, so I need to hurry this up. I've always wanted to be a child book author. Since I was a kid, it was my dream thing, and I am gonna have to make a book, like, but this was like a Goodnight Moon thing, just because I was feeling it. It says, goodnight bunnies in the fields, goodnight stinky banana peels, goodnight to all and everything, goodnight voices softly sing, I don't know. Goodnight pictures of funny looks, and goodnight to all my favorite books. And it was gonna have a picture of Goodnight Moon. The patient moon behind the cloud, wait to see, then looks around all the creatures in her sight who wish their loved ones a soft good night. Alright. Go off, queen. This is me freaking, zooted isn't the right word, because it wasn't zooted, but I was like, wow, 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 I hate my job, I hate my life. See, these are when they start to get good, because then I started to have a system where instead of just writing them on sticky notes and shoving them in there, I would write the poems in sticky notes, and then I'd get another sticky note and bend it in half or fold it in half, stick it on the top, and then I'd sign and date it, and then I'd write the context of it. So when I start running into notes like these, this is where the good stuff is. Let me, excuse me. I had to powder my nose. Dude, these grapes, good. I'm gonna go into Food Lion. Food Lion's pretty cool. This one's good. Okay, I'm gonna read it. This one is good, but I have to say these words out loud, so. Sorry, Mama, but I'm about to cuss here. Okay. Woo, woo, let's go. This, hold on, I kind of want to do it in order. This was 5:11. This, 5:07, okay, yeah, I want to do it in order a little bit more. 5:07. We are moving, I know this one's kind of older, so 4:23. We are moving soon, and I'm sorry for some reason. I want to float down the river and be comfortable in any season, but I fear for my memory, my impression, the sensations. I don't want to miss out on life because of hesitation. The alternate gone, the friends that I'll lose. I guess it's okay to mourn the life you chose not to choose. That was also 422. Maybe I should just get to the good ones, because I like these, but they get so good later. Wow, this one's another Jessie one. This was 5/9/26. This is the context. I guess I'll read it first. I said, me and Jessie haven't had an off day together in 3 months. It really, really sucks. I work 45 plus hours a week with no time for passions, and I'm too tired to do anything when I get home. I miss having less money and more happiness. I think my feat in life is finding someone like you. To talk with you, communicate with you. There's no one like you. You are a joy, a passion, a lifelong light, a friend. I've never had such open, honest laughter. I miss you. I work too much. You are my crux, my burden, my altitude. You're my guilt of an unproductive day. I miss doing fun things with you. Unnoticed loneliness in a world that doesn't get me like you do. Capture happy moments like I'm mourning the loss of you. I love you so tenderly, wholesomely. My dream to go old together. I hope we will last. These are freaking TMI. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, okay? Because it's different when you publish it and write it down. Like, I don't mind if you read these things, but me saying them out loud feels TMI. It feels, like, and some of these are just freaking sad, bro. Okay, this is, I probably will just skip around, but these are freaking sad. 2 words follow me around always. Not enough, not enough, not enough. What do I get in return for all my time lost thinking not enough, not enough, not enough? What you want from me is more than I'm willing to give, yet I'll give and give and give until I realize nothing will ever be enough for you. To ambition, to my job, to my boss, to myself. And that was on 4/28/26 on my mom's birthday. Let's skip around. This is on 5/7. Okay. 5/7/26. There are few words or anxious tears crying over to say to my boss. I marked something out, so. There are a few words I'd like to say to my boss. A targeted freeloader with painted ribs and a cross. I yearn so intensely to lay still, collect moss. Your dreams out the window, the litter you casually toss. An easy, empty feeling, something forgotten, memory loss. A child's dream and whiplash. Pushed through the boundary, bleeding gums after floss. White out on a paper, transfixed in its shimmering gloss. Give me my birthright, I so desperately fight for. Give me a place where I belong. That's deep. Okay, here, I want to show you one that I think that you'll like. This one's pretty good. This one's by Dylan. And look, here he is. Silly little man. Yeah, I initially started writing this about Jessie, but I felt like Dylan was so much more fitting. So I changed it to Dylan after like the second line. And, yeah, so let's read this one. This was written in 10 minutes, by the way. I don't know if that makes it, like, better or not. I had a rumor about Dylan's humor. A riot, a spit, you have to admit. It'll shake, rattle, loose an old tumor. It's dry and it's folky, yellow-bellied and yolky. I'll vomit, I'll cry with laughter, says I, when he does that stupid hokey-pokey. He'll make you forget your trials, regrets. He'll shake loose a turd, then fly like a bird. Craziest damn dude you've ever met. He's a brother, a son, a chipmunk with a gun, a fool with a tool, and the ass of a mule, spit with some grit and a nasty old shit. A piss of bright yellow, a rednecky fellow, and he'll talk for you days just for fun. If I'd pick the funniest guy in this ocean of people, oh brother, yeah, he'd be the one. That's for you, homie. That's for you, Holmes. I never got to actually create this one that I really wanted, but this one's kind of one of my favorites. It's about, there's this little, you can barely kind of see this doodle. So context. Oh, my legs. Oh. So context for this one. I went for a drive because on my lunch breaks I always tried to get out and go do something. And I drove to this old plant close to where I work, and it's all abandoned. Like the places, it's a dead end. Nobody ever goes down this road. Well, I've gone down there a few times because one time I went down and there was this deer. It was a beautiful thing in this city, and it was kind of this forgotten little hunk of land. And I'd just drive down there, I'd turn around at the dead end, and then I'd leave just to see if I see any critters. Well, I drove through and I saw this beautiful just little world trapped back there, and I was inspired by it so much that I wrote a poem about it. So it's called, the title of this one is Powerline Meadow, by the way. There's a powerline meadow hidden in the gaps of a roadside. Its quiet breathing calls to those who will listen. It's a haven for those to confide. One day I heard this meadow. It called me as I drove. I pulled over on the side for deer, not knowing of this secret grove. I caught a glimpse of it outside my window, out the wind my head turning. I feel it makes itself unknown to those who are unyearning. I stopped my car to take a look. The journey was not far. Beyond the tree line was where I went, and I heard the humming of my car. The brink of bushes stretched thin, hiding the wonderful world within. I did not want to leave. My lunch had ended. To work I must go, but the meadow I will grieve. I will work and talk and push and keep my head so low. I'll do what I have to do right now, but my mind is with the meadow. And that was on 4/12/26. Yeah, I like that one. Little meadow. This one was more of like, I'll read this one kind of quick. This was 4/12. This was the same day as the meadow one. And I felt like this one was better for like a guitar song versus an actual poem, but I'll read it anyway. And it's one of those that have, most people don't catch them, I think, with poems, but it's a double rhyme. So, like, I'll read the first one. So, this one's called Weeping Willow. It's a 12-minute poem. Weeping willow, sweep me off my feet. I'll fluff my pillow, and in your arms I'll meet. So each one, willow rhymes with pillow, and feet rhymes with meat. So it's a double rhyme for each one. We'll talk. Yeah, it's about somebody dying by a tree, by the way. Weeping willow, sweep me off my feet. I'll fluff a pillow, into your arms I'll meet. We'll talk an hour, maybe more. Your pretty flowers fall across my floor. Oh, weeping willow, are you still there? My sweet old fellow, the only one to care. 'Cause life is lonely when you're alone. Sing your melody, oh willow, call me home. Weeping willow, I'll drift away, a farewell and hello, for here my soul will stay. Yeah, little poem. Ooh, sorry. Maybe I'll save these and do like a part 2, because I'm already at 25 minutes. Yeah, I might do a little part 2. It'll be part 2 for you. But for me, it will be a stop and start. Because, I mean, I could just make this an hour, but I don't know if somebody wants to, like, take a break. Alright, well, let me pause it and then I'll catch ya in the next one. Peace.